All right, there, Elio. So we're back. It's the next day. I did want to do one thing. I was just looking at this map. We're just gonna rename the city to what we're gonna do with it. So you can actually annex these water sectors to get resources now. So we're gonna do that there. And here I was thinking about it. We have this flying unit here that can probably get up there. So I don't think we really need a militia here because we're going to be kind of surrounded by other cities. And this is our throne, so it has some militia base. And the thing is, if we upgrade that, that's going to have energy upkeep every turn. So instead of doing that, we're actually going to make our food sector here to get 20 more food a turn. And we are going to pump research because we want to get this laser spell as soon as we can. And other than that, I think we're good. I think, though, we could have probably done this fight last turn, but this is okay, too. And then we're going to be finished casting our spell here. So that will be good. Oh, one more turn on that. So we've got a happiness event for science or knowledge, whatever, and some production. So that finished our laser nuke and water research.
Colony established. Colony established.
And because we made more cities, we got that racial happiness. We got a guy here. This city's not really ready for an attack, so it'll take him 2 turns to reach. So I could leave the penguin here for defense, but I think the thing is I have this other guy up here. And so I'm going to want the penguin wherever this guy goes, and I don't really know entirely what is he doing yet. So let's kind of bring our scout down and look. There's these units here, and there's some other loose resources here, but I might have to come back later for those. Because, let's see here. I could just have this guy go here. I wanted to put him here, but I don't know if that's going to work. The thing is, I'd like to... This is the sector I'd like to annex because it is... I can make a nice food sector here versus here. This would be more production or energy. So I do want to try to plant it here. What we're going to do is bring our scout out this way, I guess, just to keep an eye on things. Let's bring our leader maybe up, just because city placement. I know I want to clear this here too, but this is kind of south. This can wait quite a good deal of time before I have to hit that. So let's bring our scout up. And we should be okay in these mountains from those guys. And we're going to take our main army and we are going to clear this here after all. So we are, though, we're going to switch our leader back to being a sniper. And let's see what we're fighting here. So they don't really have that much ranged attacks, so we are going to... I kind of want to buy this to put burning on my sniper. The thing is, I don't know if that is really so great where we already have a way to put burning. We're Promethean, so we're going to have so much ways to do burning on enemies. I don't know if we really need to do that. Like, long term, I don't... If I can find a poison sniper, honestly, that would probably make more sense. But we'll just grab it. It'll make the fight easier. some more damage. It's 12 Cosmite. And this should be very doable. Alright. So, I was watching the one I probably should have done this first, but last time I mentioned that Amazons really like forests and Arcadia, and I'll get to that in a second. So, we can hit this guy here. So we're going to hit him with the burning. And this guy can come up, and because this is normally 7 range, but again, because I'm an Amazon, they have that visual acuity thing on their archer units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Normally this is as far as I could shoot, but because I'm Amazon, I can go one more. Get that burning. So they're basically all on fire, their whole army here. And what we can do, with our guy here, we're going to throw scan on these red guys, because there's 2 of them. And we're just going to kind of, we're going to hang out and wait and see what happens. The thing with Amazon Promethean, you have a lot of just damage over time abilities. Alright. So our guy got jumped on. See, they're all taking this burning damage here. So our leader, we don't want to stand in this smoke here. We'll take damage. Before we do anything, let's deal with this unit in our face.
Enemy annihilated.
And we want, with the leader, we want to keep working on this big guy in the back. So we're just going to come back a step. We can hit this item we got here. This one here gives us, it doesn't even use action points to trigger this. So we can hit that, and now we're going to regenerate even though we're poisoned. So we're just going to keep on working on this big guy. It didn't really do much damage there. Let's just... Lucky. Alright, so that's dealt with. And the red archers are a tier 2, so they're decently actually kind of tanky. Not too worried about them dying or anything like that. We do want to kind of stay spread out, because he's going to be able to launch another poison rock at us soon. Or no, not this turn, next turn. This is a problem. Alright. We need to deal with this guy in our face here. We can't actually stay on the target we want to.
Enemy destroyed.
We can try to put him to sleep, but we have a much better chance to sleep this other guy. So we're going to put him to sleep. And... no, let's bring him over here, actually. Oh, I might actually be able to kill this guy here. Nope. I could drop the spells, but what we're gonna do is just... we're gonna blind this guy, and we're gonna set it up for next turn. So... let's bring this guy back here a second. Okay, here he goes. Big poison. Alright, so he's taking damage. Now, we have our guy here is pretty low. But this guy here, he can heal. So let's just step around this poison. And we can just heal our unit up. And hit him with fire. Hit him with fire.
Enemy.
Alright, that guy's gone. The beetles explode when they die there, so... we are just gonna... And this guy has a short range shot. We can finish him
Enemy
off.
down.
And he heals when he kills somebody. Alright, so that's pretty much cleared. And hopefully this will give us something good. Got a crit.
And our forces are victorious.
Okay. So, food for killing the animals because we're Amazons. And we can take food, and we already have one of this item, so we're just going to actually take the energy. Alright. So now we finished
Production
that
ready.
food sector. And what I wanted to talk about with Amazons is Amazons, obviously, you want to have as many forests as you can for that extra production. And later on, you get this here, which gives you extra food for every Arcadian sector. So Arcadian forests. And also, you can make this building gives you research for every forest you have. So forests are in Arcadian is going to be nice. Now, if we look here, this sector is forest and Arcadian, right? So Arcadians give an extra level to food sectors and energy sectors. Forests give extra sector levels to production and food. So obviously getting food sectors for us is going to be nice. But there's neither one of those really matches research. So we don't really want to make research sectors unless there's like, for example, as Amazons in particular, you don't really want to make those. I mean, you can, but see this, for example, this is like a building that comes with a tier 5 sector. If you clear something like that, then obviously take it, but Amazons get a bunch of research for free. So here,
Production
we
ready.
got our money. We have a militia here. So we don't really need much else. We're just going to make our happiness building. And we're going to try to grow as fast as we can. What we are going to do is say, we can, so what you can do is you can take food from this city, right? I can say this city's already at 4. And I'm making colonists. What I can do is food sharing right here. I can share, say, half of my food income. So I'm sharing 16 food to the water sector city. You can see there on the bottom. Now I'm sharing 16 and it says food sharing tax 7. So out of the 16 food I'm sharing, 40% of it gets lost. It's like spoiled. It's a loss, but it's good though because I'm losing 7 food, right? Globally, I'm losing 7 food, but this city's going to grow 1 turn sooner, which means I'm getting 5 extra income here because of these little men, and I'm going to be 1 closer to 4, which is going to let me grow. So I'm okay with losing some food. Here, we got these guys. I'm kind of worried the city might get attacked. If this city's attacked, our armies are nowhere near this city. So, yeah, I'd like to get this energy coming in, but the most important thing is to not lose control of the city. So, we're going to do that, and this city is going to crank food. And we're going to try to grow quick on that city. This city here. We could make a colonist. I don't entirely know where I'd put it. And I've already... So instead of making this colonist, we're going to make our happiness building just because I don't really know where would I want to put the colonist entirely? So let's see here. Yeah, let's just do that. Because we don't know what we want to do yet. This city here. Again, we're going to grab our militia because what if these guys decide to run over here? We don't know. And we don't want to have to keep units on defense. Like our scouts, I want to be able to use my scouts to do some scouting. So we're going to... okay. Move our leader back into that for more map mobility. And... if these guys pat around, what we might do is just, like, attack, go in on them. Well, you know, if these guys pat over here, I can just kill them, right? So we probably don't need... you know, I don't want to play risky. We're just going to go militia there to be safe. Here, we'd like to plant this right over there, but we can't quite reach it this turn. So we could also, if that doesn't work, we could plant over here too. That would kind of work out for us. So we're just going to kind of come straight out this way. And then our penguin's going to look to... whatever we do, our penguin's going to look to protect. Here, this guy, we kind of want these guys to, at this point, we want for them to crash into the city. We have militia, and we have a unit. So once they crash into the city, this unit can go somewhere else. And we got our research ready. We're going to grab this because I want to pick up this mod. It's quite handy. And then here... we could take the food building. We're going to take that because I don't really know what I want to do with my colonist yet. The other thing we could do, this is 150 research. The other way we could do this, I could go here and get casting points so I can turn these all into forests a little bit more quickly. And I could also put up my other doctrine spell. What are these guys here? You know what? I'm not worried about those. If they attack the city, that city's going to be fine against that army. We're going to bring our guy down this way. I want to see what's over here. We might look at putting a colonist right over the water up here, actually. So let's instead of doing that, let's grab this colonist and make another city. Alright. So we're going to hit end turn here. And so the food from this city is going to be going to this city so that it's going to grow. So food, you know, like in Age of Wonders 3, if you get a city to Metropolis, then your food's kind of useless aside from just making more settlers. Where did... so this is another person. This is a lizard person player. And they said, hey, we don't fucking like the way your face looks. They don't like us. Alright, well, if you don't like me, stay out of my way, asshole. I don't like you either. You know? We're going to make them an enemy and look to just go to war on them, I suppose. Although maybe that was a bad idea because our army's not over there. So maybe we should have tried to placate them or something. Now, our scout had seen these units can't get to where I wanted to settle here, right? Can they get there? They cannot get there this turn. So we're going to go ahead and plant our city right here. And we're just going to keep our scout right with them. See, they can't They can almost get there, but not quite. It's going to take them 2 turns. So we're going to have our militia by the time they show up. Alright, so we finished our spell here to turn something into
Operations primed and
forests.
ready.
Now the question is, where do we want to transform into forests? Let's bring our scout up here to kind of help defend that. So we got a lot of places to turn into forests here, don't we? I suppose we'll hit this one here. Doesn't really matter. We're going to hit them all eventually. Alright, so that's a forest. And we're going to start that again. Whoop, that's a different spell. Turn it into forests. And we're burning through quite a bit of energy here doing all this, but that's okay. Just come right up here. These guys, let's go ahead and deal with these enemies. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The rest of my army's too far away. Let's back up a second. Right, these guys, this city can handle that. That's not a problem. So we're going to come down this way with our... This guy's really nice. He's going to be good to defend stuff. Now, what we want to look at here is, can I share food to anybody else to help them grow from my main city? This guy would need... I need to give him 29 food. That's just not going to happen. So, who else is close? What about this guy? About the same amount of food he needs. We gotta look at how much food do we even have coming in here. Not all that much. So I think we keep the food to ourselves here. Because I can't... Well, wait a minute. How far is this city? Maybe. Take food. Now, we're going to get a happiness event, so we don't really... Can we share all the food? That grows somebody. He's taking 20 food. Not really enough. Even if we don't really want to do that because we want the happiness event. Even if we do like this... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that would be enough to grow them. Would be basically losing a little bit of resource, but it's... Is he the only one that we can really grow like that? Let's see. I think so. This would be perfect to grow if we could. But we're not going to get enough. Yeah. So... How much food are we losing here? By sharing food like this. Take food. We could grow now. So we're gaining 5, we're losing... The food sharing tax is 16, so we're losing 16 food, basically. But we're going to gain a colonist here, which is 5 resource. And we don't really want to grow this city quite yet. So we're going to take the extra colonist here because we want to, as soon as we can, we want to pick up a sector here. So that's going to help us just grow faster. So we're going to do that. This is part of like the economy of this game here. Now normally you wouldn't always do this, but I have a food sector. It's fine. Unfortunately, I won't be able to absorb this here. And I do want to go to war against the pair. Whoa. How did we just grow to 4 here? I thought it was at 2.
Happiness
Event production.
Happiness event.
Oh, I got a happiness event here. Food, and I was sharing food to it. That's terrific. Very lucky. And we got a hero join offer, and this is very lucky. This hero has piloting, and they come with a flying vehicle. They are a hero, which I really don't like very much, but they're already flying, so they're going to be able to get to fights pretty quick, and that's a pretty big deal. So we're going to take them. We are kind of running out of energy here. So here for the sector, I'd like to take this, but would have to attack it. We can't absorb this because there's too much mountains in the middle, so that's not a workable sector. These are volcanic, so we'll get hit with penalties. This, if I turn it into forest, would be for production, but the problem there is I'm already having energy problems. So I'd like to get this, but would have to attack it. And I'm not, I mean, I can't even get there this turn. Let's just take this one here. Even though there's nothing in it, we're going to take this just because, like, normally you'd want to take something. If I was Syndicate or Vanguard, I'd want to take this sector here because there's stuff in it. But because I'm Amazon and I'm researching the food building, we're just going to go for this. We're going to get the forest production bonus. This is going to be better for us. So we're going to take that. And okay. So we're just going to come right up here with the leader. And yeah, they are a melee army, so we're just going to auto this. Should be fine. Yep. All right. All right, so I want to make sure we don't lose this city, so let's build our militia to keep it alive. And we no longer need to get food in the city. Now we want to just push our research and energy mostly. Because we're going to be getting a lot of production baseline right now from forests. We're going to be getting a lot of food because we have food sectors. So the things we want to do in our city is research and energy. And we can push happiness too. Or we could just go full on research and say forget happiness. Could be an idea. If we do that, yeah, we'll finish that research. So here we have a happiness event. Let's go ahead and we're going to get our building that gives us extra happiness every turn. And then here we finished our happiness building. Huh. There's nothing else to really... We could build watchtowers. We could make this for special units. We could upgrade our militia a second time. But we're just going to make another scout. So, because... we need some more of an idea of what's happening on the map. So we're going to get that scout, and now we have 0 energy. We're really having some problems. Alright, this city's going to grow. So, alright, let's take a look over here. What is over here? Alright, that's some spacers. Alright, so we're gonna take this guy, and Amazon's calling us float. So we're just going to float him right over here to this square. All right. So let's see here. What do we want to do? We could take... this guy has a flying vehicle. So what might be an idea with him is see how my scouts fly. What I might do with this guy is just take a bunch of scouts and fly around a clearing with him that way. That could be an idea. For now, though, I'd like to clear this. I just don't think I'm strong enough at the moment. Yeah. For now, let's just bring him out this way with the main army. Our bird's just going to go right here, and then if this guy is going to threaten this, we can fly over. Let's see. 1, 2. Let's see. If we went here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, my bird can get to that city to help defend it. So here, these guys could attack that, and I don't have militia yet. So let's get our penguin over there. So here, we want to probably clear that thing that's in our city to get the extra research. So let's head that way. And then here... he's gonna just kind of poke his head over here a little bit and have a look. Looks kind of safe, but he's gonna kind of stay in this area to help defend this city when I make it. So let's see here. That's pretty much all we can do right now, but let's see. Okay. Nobody really needs food. Okay, so this is good. But as you can see, it's good that we started with that energy at the beginning, because, you know, there was a couple times we could have taken, like we took, oh shoot, you know what? I'm not going to have enough to terraform forests, am I? I don't have to start again until next turn. So, I'll be right back. I just have to use the restroom. Let's grab some water. All right. Okay, I'm back. So, we've got turn 11. Now, this city grew. It went to 4, but again, we don't want to take these sectors because that's going to make them angry. Actually, speaking of them, they liked us. So let's go ahead and see if we can form a non-aggression pact and eventually make them into allies. Alright, so we're going to look to be friendly with them. And we could have asked for open borders and picked up... Yeah, maybe getting this city here would have been good. But for now, we're just going to take the water sector here. We're going to take this one right here, because when we clear this, we're going to get extra food. Alright. So, this city here also grew. Now, we could take this sector here to join them. The thing is, though, with these mountains, we're not going to get roads from that because there's too much... Actually, wait a minute. It might give us roads through here. Coming this way. It might actually give us roads. But I'm going to grab this one first because we're going to make that into a food sector. If we just turn that into a forest, that will be good for food. So because we researched the food, like we don't want to have to research all of these at the beginning. If we can like go this, like use this everywhere, then that's pretty efficient. Now here we have some choices. So we like if we had a variety of sector types, we could like look at grabbing all of these, but we're not going to do that. We could grab this. This is going to let us, in our main city, make a special building that gives Cosmite and another one that gives Influence, which is nice. This will let us make another Happiness building, and it will let us, it'll give us food from any rivers in our territory, and it'll let us remove hazards. Now, hazards are like, see this sector down here, for example? Well, where's a better example? One I might want. Okay, like see this, if we cleared this out and joined it, we'd also get this ion storm. So that lets you get rid of those penalties at like a gold cost and Cosmite, basically. Which is nice. But what we're actually going to take here, we're just going to take this that lets us like basically put invisible watchtowers out if you want to compare it to Age of Wonders 3. Which we're not going to really use that much. And it also, we can get this, which gives us more spell points and lets us put out another Doctrine spell. So we're going to grab that, I think. This actually might be better grabbing this. And then, so Amazons, see, if I get this is going to be 100 research. That's 150. So that's 250 research, right? Ultimately, I want this right here as soon as I can get it with Amazons for their economy. So, and this I kind of want early too, just to get that Cosmite coming in. This here lets us make a special building, Amazon-only building in our cities, a ranger slot, where we can put a colonist to get both, we get 6 food and 6 research. And that's just going to really boost up our economy quite nicely. The thing is, to get that, I'd have to get, this is 300 research. And then this here is another 520. So basically we're looking at 800 research roughly. And then if I want both of these, that's about 250 total. So do I really need the casting points?
Operations primed and ready.
Not for any spells. It would help me do the forest faster. That's about it. and it would let me use this other doctrine spell we have, which our melee, all our units basically, melee attacks and poison attacks, which is my archers, can poison their enemies, and it also lets us regenerate faster. And then there's also the Amazon spell here to mind control animals, but that takes 3 casting points, and we only have 2, so we can't actually use that. And it looks like we got a quest right over here. We will take the quest. Eventually I want to go to war with the Paragon, but for now we will tolerate them. Just because there's a lot of stuff going on. Alright, so what is that asking me to kill? I was kind of just over there, but I'm pretty close still. So that's not too bad. We're just gonna come down here, and we're gonna do that quest. All right.
Happiness event in colony.
We got a happiness event here. So what do we want to make? I think we're just gonna make another one of those flying scouts, and what we're gonna look to do is let's just pump our research. I'm running out of money here. Alright, so here we're gonna make we're gonna upgrade our food sector to reduce the upkeep that we pay for our colonists. And we're just gonna push research hard. We are gonna go for this Amazon special building as fast as we can.
Happiness event in colony.
Alright. So it looks like these guys are heading over here, so we're just gonna bring our scout right here to assist in the city defense. And we're going to go ahead and make our energy building, because we are really running out of energy, and we're just going to, again, we're going to push research as hard as we can. Alright, again, push research, and here we're going to make, see here, we have forest fungal, so we're going to turn that into a food sector. And here we're actually going to do that just so we can start getting that food quicker. And the thing is, I don't want to push happiness anymore, because I don't want to get production happiness events, because I have no money to pay for stuff. Alright, so how much food do we need here to grow this turn? Because I'd like to grow the city. We need a little bit more food. And we're going to get a happiness event here, so if we get lucky, we might end up with a food happiness event, and if we share all here, we won't get a food happiness event there, which we don't want because we have so much food sector. So we're going to say, take all that food. The city's going to need a little bit more food in order to grow. So let's look around here. How much more? We don't want to take those guys out of research. Can we share from here? Share half. If we share like that, that'll grow that city. Okay. So we finished our military research. Now, we're going to go ahead and grab this because we can use it on our leader. Here, just gonna march this guy right over here. Hmm. All right, let's go ahead and let's use our scout to get some actual scouting done. So here we need some money. You know what we can do is when we complete this quest, we're just going to take a money reward. But what we also might need to do we don't really need that. How much will it sell for? Not for very much. Alright, so let's, we need energy. Man, we need energy. Should be okay. Alright, so let's, we're gonna terraform something into a forest. Let's do it here because that might help us to, finish that militia a little bit quicker. Alright, so that's a forest. And there we go. We are poor. 5 energy, 23 a turn. So that's enough for basically 5 or 6 units, but each of these militias is going to eat up 4 energy too. So we are going to need to... Alright, so this city is getting attacked by marauders, but because we upgraded our militia, we have quite a nice defense here. Let's auto it and see what it looks like. Looks totally fine. And a second group's attacking us. This one we might need to manual. Nope, we won that too. Okay. Very nice. Alright, so now we get another turn. Turn 12. Alright, we got a message from these guys. They want to give us a quest for research. We're going to accept it. But we're not going to complete it quite yet. We're going to keep doing what we were doing. These guys can, they grew to 4, so these guys can now pick up a sector. Alright, we're gonna grab this one here just because it's already a forest. And we're in a big hurry trying to turn everything into forests here. And then this, you know, we can use that for food also. So we're gonna grab that. Okay. Now what?
Production
We got our
ready.
food sector built here. So now that that's done, we could upgrade the food sector further, but before we do that, let's get that energy coming in because we're having big problems with our energy. And let's keep... We can actually push production and finish that this turn to start getting that energy. So we're going to do that. How much... Well, before we go trying to do all that math, let's come here. And let's complete this quest. We want definitely this guy. This unit, we want to level him. Bring our healer. And let's bring one archer. And this guy, I don't want to lose the flyer. So we're actually going to give our leader that, and he's going to use this. And we don't need this on our leader. Let's swap to that. And then here we're going to go ahead and give him this. We will give him this heals. And that's kind of all that we can afford. So let's just go ahead and this should be very winnable. Yeah. Now I could probably try to do this with less units to max out my XP, but
Objective
I'm not
complete.
doing that. And here we could take this production, but we really need energy bad, so we're going to take that. Okay, so that puts us up to 100 energy again.
Operations available.
We're going
for
to
pilot.
start changing into forest, burning that energy up. We leveled up, so let's take... We're going to take... We can take this. It buffs our units to do more damage for 3 turns. So that's quite good. Alright. So we don't really need to grow here anymore because we're already grown. So now let's just push science. And that's going to let us do this. So let's see here. This city here looks like it's going to get attacked. So let's get our militia going. And what we can do is we can take this scout that was helping them, and we're just going to bring him north, and next turn he can help. This city should be okay with this floating guy helping out.
Don't.
The spacers, because we built next to them, they want something from us. We could either give them Cosmite, we could reject it and take a penalty from them, or we could do a quest and not get it. We will yield. We'll give them the Cosmite just because we do want to be friendly with the spacers. Now here, I could go ahead and turn around and attack these Paragons, because ultimately I'm thinking that's what I want to do. But first, before I do that, I'm 20 away from friendly with the Paragon, and I'd kind of like to get this buff from them, and possibly this. So we could look to attack these Paragons here. And if we do that, the spacers are going to like us better. And, you know, we can just... There's Cosmite here. We can get... we can get this and annex them. It would be good, but let's wait on that. Do I really want to wait? I'd like to get this. The spacer quest. I mean, that's a lot of resources. Paragon here, Paragon there.
Happiness event in colony.
So if we wanted to go peace with both, what we would do here is we'd take our scout and we could pay 52 influence to get this Cosmite clear and start getting those resources. And there is actually a victory condition where you do that. It's called Unifier. You have to be friendly with factions and absorb them. So you only have to be friendly. You don't have to be at max rank. But you do have to control the dwelling, which requires you either to attack them or do something like that. Go to Vanguard City here. So, you know what we might want to do is say, forget these paragons. I think we want to go attack this Vanguard City and get that under our control. Now, Vanguards can build most of the like similar units to what Paragon would give us. So for that reason, there's really, because we have option to pick up Vanguards, there's really not a huge benefit to grabbing Paragons aside from getting like some of these things, these unit mods to do different stuff to your units. So what we might do, now this is an advanced thing, we could buy some of their stuff and then turn around and screw them over. But that's only if we want to keep these Vanguards as Vanguards. We might want to turn them into Amazons. Actually, you were telling me you wanted me to play Vanguard because you wanted to, I told you had the best range. So you know what, why don't we take the Vanguard, we'll keep the Vanguard, and we'll make some Vanguard units, and you can see that. Why don't we do that? Alright, so let's not fuck with these guys right now. Let's bring our main army up to that Vanguard city, and we're going to try to attack them. And basically just get an extra city that way. Now I could put one of my leaders, my guys here in a... You know what? This levels people up, right? How much experience do my heroes need? 2 experience to level in a bunch. So what we actually want to do... Bring this guy up here. I think what we're going to do with our heroes is come over here and get that experience. Alright, so here this looks like it would be better for energy, but the thing is, we're just going to turn that into a forest. So that's going to end up being an Arcadian forest. So here again, we're going to go food sector there, but first we're going to finish the energy, just because I already started it. We don't need to share here. Alright, here we want to turn off that food sharing, because we're not trying to grow anybody no more. Everybody is pretty much at size 4, except for this guy here. He'll grow eventually. Alright.
Happiness event in colony.
Food happiness event. Okay. Alright, so I think that's it for this turn. We're working on this guy, but we're gonna check this out. He's almost done, but we can put him on hold and start work on this. So, water sectors give a mix of food, research, and energy all together. So we want to start getting that as soon as we can. So we're just gonna, and you can build ships right off the bat now, the lower level ones. So what we're gonna do here is boom, boom, boom. So we're gonna need an extra, okay. Now the question is, can we come up with a little bit of extra research somewhere else so we can finish this? That's tricky. I guess we can't. Does he need to start that next turn? Kind of, yeah, because this is just food. We're already getting a bunch of food. It doesn't matter too much. So, I think what we'll do is we're just going to finish off this guy first. And then the carryover research will get us where we need to be, actually. Yeah, Cosmite's king. We have to do that. Alright, so... Alright, that's fine. We're just gonna push research. Alright, let's bring our scout over here by the city that's threatened. And we have our other scout. Doesn't have quite enough movement. Alright. So I'm not sure yet if we want to keep peace with these paragons. I do know we're going to keep peace with the spacers for sure. We're going to be friends with the spacers. So what might make sense is to pay off the spacers for this research right here. So we're just going to come down here. In the next turn, we're going to pay them 22 of this influence to get control of this for the extra research every turn. And I think we might in a bit turn around and attack these paragons. Alright, so military research. What does this do? We're going to grab this because we're going to want that for mind controlling animals very soon here. But we've been going for about an hour, so why don't we wrap it up here? And before we go, let's just rename our cities here so we know what they are. So we'll call this Paragon Border. All right. And then we have here, what is this? Synthesis, what does that do? Makes a building with more accuracy. I'm not sure what to call this. Call this spacer border. And we'll call this we'll just call this what do we want to make here? Gives extra accuracy. You know what might be good to make here? What would benefit from accuracy is what let's call this, just because I like to know what. We're gonna call that the fire archers, because that's what we're gonna make here. We're gonna grab this city and we're gonna spam out fire archers that have extra accuracy on their long range firebomb. So now all of our cities have names. What is this? What do we want to do with this city? They're mutants. So these guys have bio resist or acid resist, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what that's going to be. What do we want to do here? So, if I was going to keep peace with these Paragon long term, I would just buy this right now. But if we look, I mean, what do they really have for us? These I can just get Vanguard units. These I have animals, I don't need tanks. This guy only buffs Paragons, which I don't really want to use. This I can make at the Vanguard city. And this synergizes with your Paragon units. So it's kind of like, I don't really want to do all that. Let's call this Paragon War, because we're probably going to attack them later. Alright, and I think this is a good spot to save it. I've been going for about an hour, my mouth is dry, and I don't want to make this so long that you can't really digest it, but we're on now turn 12, and as you can see, we've gonna have a ton of food coming in. We're already sharing food, and we're gonna eventually get this special Amazon building that gives, basically, so right now, if I look at my cities, each man in research is giving me 5 resource. Once I get this, it's a limited amount of slots, but I'm double dipping on my resources. And then I can upgrade this building later and get 10 and 6, so it's huge. And then once I get this high level version of it, whenever I complete research on the economy tree, not on the combat tree, I get a free animal out of a town. So I thought I'd show you that too. You get a bunch of animals from this. So that's kind of why we want to, the sooner we get this research done, the more research it's going to give to us. So it's just, that's why I'm doing that. So, okay, let's save and let's end this and we'll upload it before bed. Done. You know, before I go, I saved it, but let's just say this, Elio. Why don't you tell me what you want to see me do? Let me know on Discord. But so if I keep peace with these Paragons, these guys actually have some crazy range as far as they can move their full ability and shoot at fucking 9-10 range with a missile. And they have some pretty good cover fire. I was thinking those, I mean, that's the only thing about those. I can build similar units with Vanguard eventually, but it would be quite a ways out. And with Spacers, these guys both suck. These are nice here, but basically with Spacers, I'd be looking at taking these guys here. They just standard 7 range shooter, repeating attack, poison damage. It has like a frontal AOE shot, single action too. But they have a lot of health. They're tier 3. There's those from Spacers. Like, these are units you can buy, and you can buy this helicopter too. So really with Amazon, the helicopters isn't even all that great because it's a flyer that does laser damage, but I have a buildable flyer with laser damage. Like, it's more the mods like in the Doctrine. So would you like to see me keep good relations with both factions, play it that way? Do you want to see me go to war with one? You let me know. Alright. Because there's other players too, so. But the thing is, I could attack these. See, if I had both Paragon bases near me, it would make sense to attack them and lock everybody else out. The other thing I could do here is I could go, when I'm Syndicate, I usually go research this and steal maps from other people. So, like, I could steal maps from both of these guys and reveal everything they've already explored. But I figured it would be cool to go for this building here, so I'm doing that now. Alright. I'll upload this before bed. Done.